Once I uploaded this video to my Twitter feed, it took off. Hundreds of retweets, likes, and more than 40,000 views, with many people chiming in about the pressure to sell their homes in the West Side. And the mayor's message for the community.
If you live on the West Side, don't sell your house.
After getting tons of questions, I reached out to the Century 21 Real Estate Company and sat down with the managing broker, Collis Clovey.
That whole area is hot. It's in real estate, we say it's booming.
Clovey says the marketplace demand for a piece of the West Side has skyrocketed because of the new billion-dollar stadium and property value going up. He says young adults want to move within the city limits, which is part of what's happening. And then there are people who want to buy cheap property and flip the house.
You're talking about $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. After 2 or 3 years, those properties are $100,000 or $150,000.
He says this phenomenon is nothing new. It happened to Eastlake, Kirkwood, the Grant Park area, and currently in the West End, too.
If one lives in a particular area, and there's so much memories and associated with that experience, just selling the home because it went up in value is not always the best thing.
The West Side Future Fund says the priority is to keep the people who want to stay in the West Side in their homes. And the Anti-Displacement Tax Fund covers property tax increases for homeowners, but that's just a small percentage of the homes in the West Side. The big question is, what happens to the renters who may not be able to afford a higher rent? The city tells us they're building affordable rental housing and establishing zoning ordinances that require affordable units with any new rental developments. For more info, visit 11alive.com. Naima Abdullahi, 11 Alive News.